Okay, I'm going to read this one. It's sort of based on a childhood game I used to play with a friend of mine. It's called Fireproof. He would set the flame from the caved-in face of the soiled matchbox, held captive too long in the pockets of small boys. Set alight the long grass by the side of the golf course or the wheat field behind my parents' house. Turn our backs to see which one of the two of us would lose their courage first, would have to turn in an inferno of shouts and shared laughter to put it out, before the adults came running in dumb delivery across the fields, bringing us their world. Later on, we left our homes, families, our country, became estranged and unknown to each other. Eventually, even his face started to change shape, dissolve. It was many years later still when I heard on the radio of the fire in that city that I'd never been to, in which I knew nobody, that burned through a school, a nightclub, factories, kept going, an unstoppable, untamed energy that for a moment brought him back, heat-proof, immaculate. Thank you. I'll read one quite new one from this piece of paper. This one I wrote the other day. I grew up in a time when there were lots of sort of World War II veterans everywhere. My neighbour was one of those, and as a boy you expect really great war stories, you really look forward to them, you want them. But this guy was probably the most boring war hero I've ever met in my life. So it's about him. He's a great guy, but I couldn't tell a story. It's about him. I don't know why that was, but framed. Our cheerful neighbour who'd been in tanks, scuttled after Rommel, assisted in the shoveling of his Aryan head for the desert, who spent all those years after the war becoming the creator of his own inconsequence, nurturing and framing all that death in the wire and wood, the close pinched corners of unlistenable anecdotes, lob like dug grenades over my parents' garden fence. That of how he'd find an egg on his gun turret in the body mangling heat, how he'd drunk milky tea on the top of a pyramid, got bitten on the butt by a camel. Often I would hear him in his yard, shooting an air rifle at the garden birds. I would listen to the dull thud of lives cut short, the arriving ambulance of an unquestioned silence.